Hey, what's up guys? It's Luc Francoeur from TechWizard. Today I'm making a video to show you how to install Windows 10 and also Ubuntu 16 in a dual boot configuration on the same hard disk drive. The video is about 45 minutes long. And I'm gonna show you all the steps required and the special little tips and tricks on how to achieve it without much hassles. And it's my first YouTube video. I have to say that the learning curve was pretty big for me. I never used any video editing software, and all the setup around, the light boxes, the camera, all those stuff are really new to me, so I'm kinda stepping in a whole new world that I absolutely don't know anything about it. So don't be too hard on me in the comments below. And also English is not my main language, so I'm a Frenchie from Quebec, Canada, so sorry for the way I'm talking, and I hope you all gonna be able to understand me well. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and let's go for part 1, how to create all the necessary media for installing Ubuntu and Windows 10. So first of all, we're gonna have to open the browser of your choice. In that case, I'm using Google Chrome. Go on Google website and write down Windows 10 creation tool. Click on the Microsoft link and give me a second. I'm gonna change it for English. Here, gonna be more simple. Great. Now click on the download tool now. And obviously I don't think that I need to translate English website, because my Windows is in French. I didn't took time to change the language on it. Well, start fresh, so I gonna have to deal with links. Okay, now on ubuntu.com, click on download, and we're looking for where they put it. Ubuntu 16. Right here you have the alternative version. Click on it. Then just a little bit below, let me find it. They did an update to the website, so I'm a little bit lost. Here, see all Ubuntu mirrors. Now you're gonna have to look for one that is close to you, because closer means greater speed, and good download speed are always good to have. Me, it's iWeb Technologies. It's based in Montreal. It's like maybe 20 minutes south of me. So click on Ubuntu 16, and now on the list, depending on if you have a 32-bit CPU or 64-bit CPU, Look on the list and take the file you need for that. The computer I'm testing on to do this video, it's a ubuntu16, but it's a 64-bit board, so I'm gonna cancel the download. And anyway, I already have all the files on my desktop. Now we're gonna need Rufus. It's an utility to write almost any image on a USB stick. I'm gonna put it on English. Here we go. Drop down the list. On the download, click Rufus 3.4, and basically you have downloaded almost everything you need for this step. Now double click on Rufus 3.4. You must have your USB drive already connected to your computer. Click on selection, go grab the ISO file you need. In my case it's AMD64, because my board, like I said earlier, it's the 64-bit board in CPU. You don't really need to touch anything about the rest, so just click start, and on that screen it basically tells you blah 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 that the version that comes with it is older than what it needs. Do you want it to go to the net? Grab the update. So yes. The next one asks you if you want to do ISO file image or DD image. DD stands for disk destroyer, but it's also used for copying file. So I edited the long waiting time for installing all the files on the USB drive. So we're gonna remove the Ubuntu stick, plug another one in, and start media creation tool. And I'm sorry, this one I couldn't put it in English easily, but on the next video I gonna reinstall my Windows for an English copy. So yeah, obviously you don't want to update your PC, you want to create the USB drive. Click that box for changing the language, the edition, and which type of architecture you have. If you know that it's a 32-bit, select 32. If it's a 64, select 64. And if you're not sure about it, just take both. Now choose your USB drive and click next. Mine is J, and yes, I have a lot of devices connected in. And the only thing that you have to do now is just wait. And believe me, you're gonna wait a long time. That's why I'm playing Solitaire. But anyway, I fast forwarded the play rate. Yeah, so in real time it took almost 1 hour on the PC to generate the USB drive. Great! Now that both USB drive are done, remove the Windows 10 USB from your PC and go in your motherboard BIOS configuration utility. On the ubuntu16, you just have to hit escape when it shows up the logo, but my capture card didn't pick it up. Now I'm looking if the SSD I put in is detected, and yes, so I'm just making a quick turnaround to be sure that everything is set up. So I'm gonna put my board in UEFI mode. and go to EFI to be sure that my USB thumb drive is selected as first boot device. If you need to change one option to the other, you have to use F5 or F6 on your keyboard, or minus and plus on your numpad, depending on which vendor you have. Now part 2, connect your Windows 10 USB drive, reboot your computer with the drive connected in. Right now you cannot hear it, but I'm bashing the escape key, so it's booting to my USB drive with Windows 10 installed. Now, depending on what you choose when you created your USB key, the language, you cannot change it, but the time and currency format, put what you need, and I'm using a US English keyboard, so I don't want my keys to be messed up. Now, click install now. For the demonstration purpose, I will not use my serial number, so nope. You just have to click on I don't have a product key. And even if you don't have it under the end, you can insert your product key later in the settings windows. So choose your Windows 10 edition and be sure that it matches your serial number. And this good old end user license agreement. Yeah, I read it. Blah 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 blah. Click I accept and then next. Obviously I don't want to upgrade my Windows, I want a clean install. So as you can see, I have my 275 gigabyte on it, and the second drive is the 32 gigabyte eMMC module I have on my board. But 32 gig is way too small for Windows and Linux, well, in this case Ubuntu, so I'm gonna use my 275. Select it and then click New and then OK. Windows will create all the stuff he needs for the partitions, the EFI boot, the recovery, everything it needs to work normally. And if you select the wrong partition before clicking next, Windows will block you. Just choose the primary partition on your disk and click next. And be patient because it's gonna take a while again. Yeah, once most of it is finished up, as you can see, it's changing resolution on my board. I guess that it's my capture card that did something wrong with the drivers, but anyway, once everything is done, you're gonna reboot on your Windows for the first time and remove your USB drive now. Otherwise, you're gonna start again with the USB installer instead of the actual OS you just install on your disk. So let it boot, and remember that the first boot is always the longest, because you're gonna have to start service, detect your device, and all other stuff. And also I have accelerated the record rate. This is not in real time. On my board it took almost 15 minutes for the first boot. All the usual Windows out of the box experience. Choose your country. Then choose again your keyboard layout. Nope, I don't have a second keyboard attached. If your computer is already connected via Ethernet cable, it will skip this step, but me using the wireless network as my main network for that board, so I'm gonna connect to my wireless network real quick. And click next. Waiting time again. Okay, let's fast forward this. Okay. Unless you are in a big company with a corporate network, click on select select home news and click next. I don't want to log in with my Microsoft ID because I don't want my personal account and email all around the web. So I skipped both times. Microsoft is trying to convince me to use Windows Live ID services. Sorry, Bill Gates. Better luck next time. Do I want her in my life? Nope. Nope, I don't want you to log my activity. Well, let's just skip this. Always funny to see your computer telling you, "Hi." Nah. This might take several minutes. Oh my god. Fast forward. I wish I could do this with my board in real life. Yay! We got a desktop. But everything is screwed up. Okay. So first we're gonna have to go check if everything is installed correctly. So right click on the Windows icon and select Device Manager. If you have a problematic device that needs driver, you're gonna see a question mark in the list. And always look for your display driver, because if it's Microsoft Basic Display Adapter, it means that you don't have hardware acceleration, full set of resolution matching your screen, and there's gonna be plenty of other stuff that will not work. So Windows didn't have my graphic device driver in his database. Click Windows Update and then check for updates. With your device ID and vendor ID of your graphics card, Windows Update gonna do more exhaustive search in Microsoft database and partner drivers. And after a little while of a lot of communication with Microsoft servers, and also the fact that my internet totally sucks. Oh, sorry, nope, I'm not using a Razer keyboard. Okay. So here's the update, and you see Intel Corporation driver update for Intel HD graphics. So leave it run in the background, go get a coffee, do some stuff, play solitaire, and let it work. As soon as the update's gonna be done, the graphics card will be installed and my Windows 10 OS gonna be fully functional and updated, so that's really nice. And it might need a couple of restarts, so I skipped the restart part and all the other loading. That's the difference when your graphics card is installed. You can see the change in the resolution and everything went well. My Windows 10 is updated. Just gonna go show you the device manager again, so you're gonna be able to see that my graphics card have been installed correctly. It's now Intel HD graphics, and before it was Microsoft Basic video driver, if my memory is good. Can't remember. Anyway, before installing Ubuntu, one very important thing is to disable fastboot, because fastboot gonna blocks you from accessing your Windows partition from the Ubuntu OS. Where is it already? You're gonna have to open up the standard Windows 7 like control panel, because the option is not available in Windows 10 control panel. Now click on view by large icons. Way easier to find yourself out in that menu. Go to power options and then click choose what the power buttons do right here. Now click change the settings that are currently unavailable and click on turn on fastboot to put it off, and then save changes. So that's how you remove fastboot and enable access on Windows from Ubuntu. Part 3. Now connect your Ubuntu USB drive in your computer, boot it, and on my board I'm gonna go to boot manager, and yes, it's Ubuntu, but because of Rufus I'm gonna show up as Linux Lite. That's the USB drive bootloader menu. We're gonna go to install Ubuntu, because that's what we're gonna do and we want to do. And because of we're starting from a USB drive, it takes a long time before getting loaded up to the point where the desktop gonna show. So I fast forwarded. Here on the welcome screen, choose your Wi-Fi or Ethernet network, if you already have an Ethernet cable connected in, you don't need to do anything in that menu. It's gonna connect straight away. But me, I'm on Wi-Fi with that board, so I gotta choose my Wi-Fi network and insert my good old password. Okay, now the welcome screen. Choose the language you want to use with your system. For this video, I'm gonna take English. Hit continue. Choose download updates while installing Ubuntu. Gonna save you a lot of time later on for checking out the update and the other stuff. And choose also install third-party software. Hit continue. Finally, here's the tricky part. Where you choose where do you want to install it. We're gonna go for something else. And it will shows up your disk drive, your partitions, and all your stuff. First one, MMCBLK0, it's my eMMC storage module on my board. But we're gonna focus on /dev/SDA. This is the hard disk that I have on my system. And SDA4 is my main Windows partition. You can check it by the size of the disk. My disk that I have in is a 275 gigabyte. So I'm gonna choose it, click change, and reduce the size of the Windows partition. Let's make it 150 gigs. Yeah. Use as NTFS. Don't choose format the partition. Choose / and write Windows. Doing this will give you access to your Windows partition, and it will always be available through my folders in Ubuntu. And yes, I'm sure that I want to do it. Hit continue. This step will reduce the Windows partition to 150 megabyte and create the rest as free space. So as my first Ubuntu partition, I want to have a swap area. The swap area is used kinda like a buffer between normal Windows system and other operating system. Kinda almost like a translation layer. And we're gonna give it 2 gigabytes. This file is not really used more than often, and over 2 gigabyte is just way too overkill. You're gonna lose space for nothing. Now choose again your free space, hit the plus, and we're gonna create our main Ubuntu partition with the rest of the space as ext4 partition type. ext4 is the main file system for Ubuntu and Debian and a couple of other Linux distributions, but anyway. Just to confirm, I'm gonna watch that everything has been created, and as you can see, I have now 0 megabyte of free space, and we're gonna click on format for the ext4 partition and not the Windows one. The other tricky part is the bootloader location. I want to boot from my 275 gigabyte SSD, so I'm gonna choose this disk for the bootloader. And if you choose the wrong one, your computer might refuse to boot Windows or Ubuntu or both. So hit continue. And the installation will start. Then closest big city from where I live, it's Montreal in Quebec, Canada. I'm gonna choose it, so I'll be sure that I'm gonna have the good time zone and daylight saving time, all the other stuff. Again, the good old keyboard configuration. I'm gonna choose stay it on English US because that's the keyboard that I have hooked it up. Hit continue. Now the Who Are You section. My name. Let's say that I'm TechWizard Do-It-Yourself. The computer's name. Choose whatever you want. It's the name that's gonna show up on your network. As username, I wanna choose Pi because like that I'm gonna be able to use this installation to write and test various scripts for the Raspberry Pi or RetroPie or any other scripts that are made to be used with a single board computer. Choose your password and hit the auto login option, then continue. The copying file. This one gonna take, well, less time than Windows 10 installation, but anyway, we're just gonna go all in and fast forward. Because this video is already becoming really long, and installation complete. Yay! Now remove your USB drive, otherwise when you're gonna hit reboot now, your computer gonna reboot the installation instead of the actual operating system. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. Oh, desktop. Yay! First thing to do, click on System Settings, Brightness and Lock. Those are personal preferences, but I don't like my screen to be dimmed or turned off. I don't like neither the lock screen, and I don't like Ubuntu asking me my password all the time. Your system should be connected to the internet and mostly ready to go. Yeah, I'm still connected to my Wi-Fi network. Great! Now we're gonna go check if your system needs other drivers. Mostly for CPU microcode or GPU, graphics card I mean. Let it do its thing, and if you need something else, something that is a driver protected by the manufacturer, that Ubuntu developers cannot edit, they must publish them as is. And as you can see on my system, I don't need additional drivers. Yay! So it closed. Now we're gonna go open up the terminal and go in command line to be sure that everything is up to date, installed, and ready to go. First, I'm gonna have to write sudo apt update, hit enter, and the system will ask you your password. And when you're gonna type down your password, it will not show up your password or anything else. And then hit enter. The system gonna connect to the Ubuntu servers and check up that everything and all the package in its database is up to date. You can already see before the last line, all packages are up to date. Just for the sake of demonstration, if there's update available, you're gonna have to do sudo apt upgrade. This will download all the updates and install them. Last thing to do is sudo apt update init ram fs. What is the option again for updating it? Update an existing -u. Okay, so here we go. This will update the boot image just to be sure that everything is updated, because we love update. It's not like Windows with their Super October update that they roll it out like 10 times. Oh, it seems like that my Kaby Lake CPU have missing firmwares. Ah, crap. Okay, well, those are the kind of things that can happen sometimes. So I'm gonna highlight the files, copy them, right click on the desktop, create a new document. I'm gonna call it missing firmware, and a darn typo. Nobody seen it. Okay, enough kidding. Let's get the jobs done. Okay, pass the missing file. So it's Kaby Lake and Buxton. Okay. Open up Firefox web browser and copy one of the file name to do a search on Google. I didn't include any like real links in the video because they all change all the time. So instead I'm gonna show you how to search it. It's better to know how to go grab your stuff than relying on links that gonna be dead in 6 months. So pass the file number, file name here, add up download, and we're gonna go look for firmware. Okay, here we go. This one looks promising. Oh yeah, have all Buxton, Abbey Lake, and other platforms. Okay, so we're gonna go look at Kaby Lake GUC 914. Oh, okay, perfect. Click on it and hit download. Yes, I want to save the file. Okay, now hit back and grab the Buxton file. bxt87, it's the third one. Okay, download again, save file. Now open up the file manager, go to download. You have the two missing firmware here. We can close Firefox, we will not need it anymore. Select the folder where you need those firmwares. So lib firmware i915. Right click on the download directory and choose open terminal here. Copy the directory. I need that slash. Damn it. Okay. Like I said, copy. Now in that terminal, write sudo cp for copy dot slash for the present directory, that is downloads, star for any file, and dot bin for binaries. And pass the directory where they need to be and hit enter. Enter again your password. Don't be scared, it will not show up even on your machine. Hit download. And in Ubuntu, no news is a good news. Otherwise, if something went wrong, it would have given me an error. To confirm that the installation of the firmware, the missing firmware, is done, completed, and all good, we're gonna run again sudo update minus init ram fs minus u, hit enter, and wait a little. Oh, it's done now. Yay! No more errors. So, the Ubuntu installation is complete. All the updates are done on Windows and Ubuntu. Everything works fine. No missing file anymore. Yay! All good. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike button if you disliked it. You can leave comments below. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And see you on the next upcoming video.